Hello there, friends. Today we're taking a look at the new Melt Cosmetics Smoke Sessions eyeshadow palette. I was thrilled when I saw the pictures on Trendmood and the overall color scheme. I was like, and of course excited that they made it primarily a metallic palette because the metallics in the first two were like, And I thought maybe if they're making this an all metallic, well, there are two mattes in here, but mostly metallic palette, that they will step up their formula game. Some of them they did, some of them are still, but we'll get into that later. I've been playing with this palette for the last 3 days, and throughout the video I will post photographs that I took of the different shade combinations that I did. Hopefully that will kind of provide some insight with the colors. I know I'm not going to apply them, all of them, online for you today because I have to go out. Maybe I'll do one eye this and one eye that and go out like that, because you know what, this is New York and no one really cares. But let's get into it. If you want to see swatches of the new Melt Cosmetics Smoke Sessions palette and eye demo and all in between, and then please keep on watching. If it's your first time here, my name is Alicia and welcome to Kinky Sweat, a platform where I combine all things movement and beauty. Mostly my movement stuff is on Instagram, but I am looking to add more movement tutorials and flexibility things here on YouTube or IGTV. So either of those, keep a lookout. I already have my base done, but I just realized that I did not set the foundation. So I'm going to go in with my CoverFX pressed mineral powder just so that I could make this happen quickly. Who ordered their eye set from Sonia G? Beautylish is so crazy. They send you text. They're like, hey, you want to pre-order now? And I'm like, duh. Listen, I'm not hating, man. That customer service is woo. They're like, you don't even have to go to the website. I could just place the order for you right now. Right now in this text. I'm like, okay. Okay, girlfriend. Okay, Jacqueline. All right, that feels a little better. Let me pull up the website because I want to make sure I get these shade descriptions right. And also some product knowledge because I'm not sure if this is limited edition or not. Currently it is sold out. In addition to Gemini, the Gemini palette launched a second time a few months ago, and that is now sold out. It has a notify me when available button that you could get on a mailing list for, perhaps an indication that it is indeed going to be restocked. I'm not too sure. They had said Gemini was limited edition on the first release, but because of the outpouring of insistence and plead that they restock Gemini, they did eventually, but that is now currently out of stock. So I think that's the end of Gemini. If you didn't get your hands on it, I don't know, man. It does retail for $48, very expensive. And Melt Cosmetics, I mean, it's an indie brand, but it's not cheap. Like, their stacks that I have here, some of them on standby just in case we need to do some dipping out, they retail for, let me see here, $48. And I actually picked up a couple of these on their Black Friday sale because they had some good sales on the website that day. I picked up a few blushes, maybe a highlighter, a few of their stacks that I was eyeing throughout the year, but I held back because, again, $48 for 4 shades is like, okay, Mel. You do get a lot of product because the pans are pretty big, but still expensive. Here is the packaging for the eyeshadow palette. It's like a metallic green that very much speaks to the marijuana culture, which is basically what it's, I mean, based off of entirely. You have the little marijuana leaves printed on the box, and the actual palette itself takes on the same design as the box that it is housed in, same metallic finish, and here you have the shades. Upon first glance, I mean, gorgeous, and I feel it's very much an expansion from Gemini. Here you have both back to back, and I feel like Smoke Sessions is basically an extension of the olive spectrum all by itself. Like this shade, the deep olive one here, upon first glance, I thought it was going to kind of align with the browns, but this is actually a very deep olive and this is a very deep teal. And I was hoping for a deeper brown to kind of pair with the brown shades in Gemini, but you know what? We're gonna see if, because I tried the deep olive shade on the browns and it adds depth and contrast, but it doesn't look distinctly brown. So we're gonna you know, play with that a little bit as well. Here we go, some product details. Where are the product details, man? You know what's so crazy? I can't find the grams or ounces on the box. I find that it is made in the USA. I'm pretty 100% sure that these are also cruelty free. I just can't find how much is in per pan. So if during the editing process I run into that info, I'll be sure to just put it up next to me. You get 8 shades, mirror inside, and shade names under each pan. And the well frame is like a matte black, which I think is beautiful surrounding these shades. Gravity OG is an indigo dominant yellow gold. And oh my god, what is that? Granddaddy is a olive gold foil with an old school vibe. This is one of the best performing metallics out of the bunch. This shade is gorgeous on the lid with smoky olive matte. Black Widow is an olive shimmer. Well, it says a trippy olive shimmer that will leave you hungry for more. There you go. I'm leaving too much space between these colors. I'm so bad at this. Sour Diesel is a potent gray olive matte. This matte is powerful, man. And I gotta give it to Mel Cosmetics in their mattes, because I find with some deep mattes, when you apply them on other mattes, they just blend away and they don't latch on. This latches on and it does not pull away. I mean, this is a good matte. Mean Green is an emerald, or matte emerald I should say, with a loud green shift. I mean, look at that. Look at the deepness of that teal. Oh, blackened matte teal. Gorgeous shade. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is Space Queen. Space Queen is an out-of-world hunter green matte. I was like, that's not metallic with the green shift, you stupid. Now we have Mean Green. Emerald with a green shift. Gorgeous. Ooh, you know what this reminds me of? Emerald Blitz from Subversive. I tell you right now, definitely has more glitz than Mean Green. No shade to Milk Cosmetics, but when you're compared to Pat McGrath, it's a hard competition to be in, okay? Sweet Tooth is a coated jade shimmer. What is this? No cotton mouth, just sticky candy coated jade shimmer. That's like you like my nail. Aquarius 2? I forgot. From Zodiac Collection KL Polish. This is the shade that inspired the nail polish choice, if you will. Lastly, we have Blue Dream, and is a crystallized mint pearl. This was the weakest out of all the metallics. I mean, even you see how it's streaky and it doesn't apply opaque. Like, you really have to pack it on, and this is a shade that you must wet or else it will just look faded on your lid. I wouldn't rely on it on the lid to provide that lid coverage. I would just rely on it for an accent, inner corner, lash line, center of it, because this was a disappointment. I thought it was going to give me a little more in terms of brightness and shimmer and just sparkle. It just did not. So here are all the shades from Smoke Sessions. I could tell you right off the bat, these mattes are immaculate in performance. They are going to provide that depth and intensity, and they're going to stay on your eyes. The metallics from this shade spectrum compared to this, these perform a lot better than the emeralds. And I'm not sure if that's just because of the shade difference or the pigments that were required for the olive shades just turned out better than the teal ones. I don't know. From what I've used, I much prefer the olive metallics. I feel they last longer. You do have to wet them, so even the olive metallics applied dry are a little sad, I have to say. But when you apply them wet and pack it on, you'll get that coverage and it lasts throughout the day. I found that even when I wet the emerald teal metallic shades, that they faded throughout the day, and I was like, oh man, like I thought they would like step up their metallic game, man. Because the metallics in 27 and Gemini, I felt just did not come through. And 27, I felt like they were the worst. So disappointed. I expected to really for them to show up, because this is like a 10-pan palette. It's like $60, you know? I want each and every shade to perform well. We'll do the rest of the face later, but right now, first things first, going in with the P. Louise base in the shade Rumor 3. I don't know why I insist on just squeezing a little bit at a time. I mean, and I think I missed out on the free shipping. I should have checked all my favorite online retailers for beauty to see if they were running any crazy promotions, because even if they were in discounts, the shipping from the UK is like $10 a package, and I should have taken advantage of that zero shipping special. Base is now on, and let's see, I really want to do one eye distinctly olive and the other eye distinctly emerald teal. I'm definitely going to dip into Gemini because the mattes in Smoke Sessions are like deep, and I feel like I need something to blend out with. And with that said, the first eye I will go in with, I'm going to use Lorelei. One of you had asked that I use other brushes besides my usual Wayne and Sonia. It's a hard thing to do, but you know what? I'm gonna do it anyway. Let's see. I've been using my Zoeva 228 Luxe Crease, and I actually really love this brush. It's not Wayne or Sonia for sure, but I think it moves really well. It has beautiful glide. The bristles don't feel rough or stiff, and I think is a great alternative if you can't afford Wayne or Sonia but really want a really nice crease brush. I forgot how much it costs. I will edit in the price next to me so you can see. I think Lorelei is a gorgeous color. I mean, this is a hard mustard to duplicate, and the fact that it has this much richness in color that yes, you do have to build up, but once you do, this is a hard shade to find. I don't have this shade in my eyeshadow collection, and I have a lot. And I like this brush. See how it like wings out my shadow really nicely, and it keeps it in the crease for the most part. I think it's soft, and it's a nice brush. So Zoeva makes nice brushes, man. For the other side, I'm going in with MICHI because I definitely want to set up the greens for the deep olive matte. Just out of curiosity, I did do this eye look using the olive matte with actually Fire OG and Lorelei. I said in my first melt review for Gemini that if you combine the browns and the olives that you will come out with a muddy shade. I actually didn't mind the mud, like it didn't look muddy, it just turned into more of a brown instead of staying distinctly olive when combined with Lorelei. But I wasn't mad at it. It created a really nice smoky tone on the crease, and paired with, I think I did, let me see here, Granddaddy, or was it Black Widow on the lid. It looked good. I liked how it looked, man. So, and the metallics stayed throughout the day, and the mattes looked rich throughout as well. Listen, man, I ain't mad. MICHI too, man. Like, where does this shade exist? I don't have it. Should I have purchased another Gemini palette? And I feel like, oh no, maybe I should have. But at the same time, like, I know I'm not gonna use this every day, so I might be okay. All right, we got our green side set up and our kind of brown green side set up. What should we do next? You know, okay, so if I wasn't using way number 4, I would be going in with my Zoeva 227 Luxe Soft Definer, which is actually a really nice brush as well. Let me see here. I think I'm gonna go polka dot. I'm gonna go polka dot with my number 4 and just start placing it into the crease and also the outer corner. Now with my 227, I'm taking the shade Fire OG. I'm gonna start placing that also on the outer V and crease. I actually much prefer Zoeva brushes over Smith brushes. People swear by Smith, and I actually love some of their innovative designs, but I feel they're quite rough, especially the blending brushes. The Arrowhead shaders I feel are quite soft, but the blenders, man, like the crease brushes, are a little scratchy. I'm gonna be careful here because this is where it gets a little out of control, making sure I keep this shade rather low. All right, we got that set up, we got that set up. Just for kicks, I am now going in again, Wayne number 4, but with Sour Diesel. Now, you see how this distinctly looks olive, but we're gonna put it here anyway. That's what we're gonna do. I could tell you right now, if you wanted to put Sour Diesel here, it will make it more of a dirty olive eye, but since we're gonna use the more teal matte, it's going to transform it into more of a teal emerald eye. So you kind of have to figure out what tone of eye you want to achieve, and I think that will help you determine which mattes to use. Now, these mattes, The ones from Smoke Sessions, listen, go in light, because if you overload the brush, you will get fallout. But look at that coverage. I mean, that's insane. And even as you start to blend it out, it doesn't blend away. The opacity remains. It doesn't shear out. It does a little bit because that's what you want it to, so it appears diffused, but it doesn't disappear entirely. Look at that. Look how that just deepened the look. But again, since this is more olive, but I feel because we applied it on the browns, it's just melting in with that brown tone and enhancing what we already have. So yes, it's not going to look distinctly olive because we applied it on the warmer brown shades, but I really love that it still provides nice intensity and depth. Anyway, I'm just carefully winging just a little bit of that shade out because I want it to also wing out with the lighter brown mattes. And I still got a little bit on my face. See, you got to be careful with these mattes, man. They are powdery, but they are powerful. Now using my Zoeva brush with Space Queen. This is the more teal shade, so see how that appears. We're gonna apply it to our olive sisters and brothers. Now I think this just changes the look altogether. I mean, the mattes in Gemini I feel are really olive, and this is just like teal. I'm using very light pressure to help diffuse the color so you can get wild. I think that's gorgeous. Look at that coverage. And again, see how much I'm blending over it and it doesn't leave my outer corner. It stays right there. It just continues to diffuse in this beautiful matte gradient of shades. Oh, gorgeous. I'm taking polka dot on number 4 and just placing that on the inner portion of my eye because I do want to create a, as always, you know I love my halos. And then I'm also taking Space Queen on my Zoeva brush and I'm placing that on the inside. I'm gonna make sure I see how this could look a little crazy. I'm looking up so I could see what I'm doing and smooth out those mattes here on the inner portion of my eye. But the shape of the brush allows me to do that, so think we're in good hands. Nice. How we're looking. Nuts. I know. You know, I think I'm gonna have to go in with Sour Diesel on the inner portion as well on my brown eye, because I think I need that depth to run in and out on my lid. I'm taking a little bit of polka dot, the lighter brown color, and I'm just gonna help smooth Sour Diesel out. And I'm looking down so that I could see what's happening on my crease. I'm also using the camera too, because the camera, with sitting in front of my window, that natural light, man, will show you the truth. Looking good. Like what's happening. All right, I think we really want to see these metallics, so let's get into a shader brush, man. One of my go-tos, Zoeva 234, my smoky shader. For this eye, I'm definitely gonna go in with Granddaddy. I think this is a beautiful shade. Or should I do, you know what? I'm gonna do Gravity OG because I used this the other day and it is gorgeous. Definitely have to hit it with some Max Fix Plus or any setting spray of your choice. I would also recommend that you apply whether it's an eye base or concealer to carve out your lid, but I forgot to do that, so we're just gonna go in raw, okay? See, that doesn't look half bad with the shade applied wet, and I think this is a beautiful antique gold. I'm also using the edge of the brush to kind of create a faux cut crease, so I'm not, you know, I'm using the shape of it again in that portion to mimic a sharp cut crease, but not so much. It's a soft cut crease. Okay, look at that shade. I think it is gorgeous. Oh, wait. What happened to my other brush? Taking number 4, but with polka dot, the lighter brown shade, so I don't overpower Granddaddy. I'm just diffusing the edges so that it looks more seamless. Oh, I love the shade. The camera doesn't do it justice. The camera doesn't do it justice. It appears a lot warmer yellow gold in person, but I just love the tone of it. The tone is gorgeous. I'm gonna keep my Zoeva on standby and use my Wayne shader now for the emerald shades on this side. I'm gonna have to go in with Sweet Tooth because I want this to look a little more distinct, and I think Mean Green is kind of like the same-ish. Not really, but you know, ish. Again, wetting that with some MAC Fix Plus. Same area, center the lid, and I'm carefully packing this on. And again, just as I did with the other eye, I'm using the edge of the brush to create that faux cut. That's pretty. Okay, so this shade, when you pack it on wet, I think it's gorgeous. Here is a picture of a look I did with the green shade, which I love, but unfortunately the lighter teal wore off. I applied it to my inner corner and just wore off, and I was really disappointed. But this shade though is giving me life. Giving me life and it's everything. Who is listening to Caution? I freaking love that album, but I also love Mariah, so. Going in Space Queen with my Zoeva, blending out the edges. And also, I'm just taking that same shader brush and cleaning up in the crease area, carefully running it through with soft pressure so it could just distribute that shimmer shade a little better. And I'm happy to report that between that metallic shade and this one, didn't get any fallout. You have more of a tendency to get fallout from the mattes than you do from the metallics, unless you really pack your brush. And if you do, press onto the lid, don't swipe or else you're gonna be in trouble, okay? I will use Blue Dream as like an enhancer. So I'm gonna just tap off a little bit on the back of my hand and place that right on the center of Sweet Tooth. And I feel when you do that, if you rely on the shade as an enhancer, that I feel it has a stronger role in that purpose. If you just rely on it by itself, I don't think you're gonna get what you're looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Dun, 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 dun. What shall we do with this lower lash line? I think, should we do like a switch? Oh my god, we have to. We might as well. I mean, we're already here. For this eye, I'm gonna mimic what I did here and vice versa. I'm taking my Sonia G Pencil 1. And on this eye, Fire OG, which is the shade we applied on the crease on this eye. But now I'm gonna use it for my lower lash line. And then I'm taking Space Queen with the same brush, but now cradling outer and inner portions of the lower lash line. Ooh, we got a little bit of fallout, oh my god, pencil brushes are falling. I'm just kind of carefully combining the two so they fuse together and they diffuse into that nice winged out gradient point. I also I'm gonna take this brush with Mochi, since this is our green brush, and I'm placing Mochi under everything, and I'm using the shade to really blow out the lower lash line. I'm just addressing the top here a little bit because I wanna make sure that the colors are combining somewhat. I know they look crazy different, but I don't care. Now for this, I'm gonna go in with Sweet Tooth on the bottom, and I'm gonna take another pencil brush, this time my Wayne number 5, in with the shade Sweet Tooth. That is the metallic shade we applied on this eye. Hit it, of course, with some MAC Fix Plus. And then placing that center of the lash line. Oh my god, can you focus on me, please? Now, I understand this is looking crazy, but you know what? It's my eyeballs. Here now, we're gonna go in with Polka Dot. This is now a Smith 247. So, I have them on standby, but this feels like a little stabby, I'm not gonna lie. That's why I'm applying very light pressure, because I don't want it to like kill my lash line. But I like the size of it because it comes to like a pseudo point. So that's why I insist on using it anyway. Sour Diesel, the deeper olive matte that we applied here, I'm now applying on the outer and inner portion of my lash line. I'm actually going back here and fixing this a little bit. I feel we could get a better point because I don't like how it looks blunt here. So I'm trying to like finagle that a little bit better. Did we make it happen somewhat? I don't know. I'm gonna blame my eye. Because you know what, she does what she wants and I'm just gonna follow along. It's okay. Now with Lorelei, Wayne number 4, all across lower lash line. Same Wayne number 5, but this time Gravity OG. Again, same shade we applied on this lid. Fix Plus, Gravity OG wet. Oh my god, so as you saw, amazing. So pretty. I think this is maybe my favorite metallic shade out of the bunch. I just love how it looks. All right, what shall we do in a corner? I think because we're gonna go in with Granddaddy. I think that's gonna tie in both eyes well. Maybe not, I don't know. Same way, number 5. Now to the inner corner we go. See how beautiful that shade is as well? It's such like a rich antique gold that, again, paired with the olives, it just provides that beautiful smoky eye that's not traditional black or brown or even mauve or purple. I mean, olives are just outstandingly beautiful. All right, the eyes are done. I'm just gonna do a little more refining here. So any lasting blending that you need to do, you just take your big fluffy crease brush and just make that happen. Preferably you'll use something that's cleaner so it doesn't muddy up what you already applied, but I think we're doing good. And with that said, let's apply some mascara. Here's the finished look. What do you think? I know it's a little trippy. It feels like this eye is lower and that eye is higher because of the different greens and brown, but I think it's kind of cool. Maybe it's not, I don't know. For the most part, I am very happy with my purchase. I really love the color spectrum in Smoke Sessions, and again, I am just blown away by these mattes. Although there are only 2 mattes in here, if you have Gemini 27 or any eyeshadow palette that has lighter medium tone mattes, I think these will look bomb. And the fact, again, that they provide that coverage and opacity and not diffuse away, they're going to stay on your lid on top of all the shadows you have previously applied, is phenomenal. These by far are my favorite out of all the metallics. Now this shade is beautiful, as you saw. It's gorgeous. I don't know, I just love antique gold bronze tones that just give a really beautiful smoky touch to the eye. Again, that's not relying on black or brown. It's just a different eye look, a different color story. And when you pair it with Gemini, I mean, phenomenal. I don't know if I showed you the brown look I did using all these mattes in with the Granddaddy shade. I think it was either Black Widow or Granddaddy, and I just loved how it turned out. I love that it still looked distinctly brown, although we used an olive tone metallic on the lid. And again, Mel Cosmetics, they're expensive, and although their metallics for me fell short in Gemini and 27, I really love the tones that they included in Smoke Sessions, and I think when applied with a wet brush, you could create a beautiful lid color, a beautiful smoky eye. And I know these mattes aren't in Smoke Sessions, you only have the deep mattes in here, but man, these mattes from Gemini, every time I use them, I'm just blown away every time. The tones of these shadows, and you know what, let me not just stop talking about it because this is sold out. So if you don't have it, I'm not gonna make you feel bad about it. Let me know down below if you have any dupes for Gemini. I know Sydney Grace a few months ago had like a promotion where she put together all her Gemini matte single dupes in like a special bundle. I'm not sure if that's even in stock anymore, if that's existing anymore, but let me know what your Gemini dupes are. If you found a shade similar to Lorelei and Mochi, like Lorelei and Mochi, I feel are just so unique in tone, and the way they build on the lid, that they don't wash away. You don't have a wash of color. You have that shade on your lid with enough building, and I think it is gorgeous. But since this is about Smoke Sessions, we're going to talk about Smoke Sessions. And I forgot to show you the package it came in. It's actually really cute. The inside of the box is green. That pretty much mimics the shade of the box and the palette, and then you have the green wrapping paper. I think it's really cute, and you have the little product insert that shows you the whole Smoke Sessions collection. With the palette, you had 4 liquid lipsticks that launched. Like you had a green and a brown and some other shades. I'm not very interested in their lip product. Their lip products are good. Like their matte lipsticks are super matte. I feel like almost too matte. But I was just very much interested in the eyeshadow palette, and for the most part, yes, it was $48. It is expensive. I love it. I love the tones in here. The mattes, again, phenomenal. The opacity, the performance of them, beautiful. And throughout the day and later on the day, I think I'm not going to take this off. Let's see. Right now it is 11:15. I'm not going to take this off until like 6 p.m. So we're going to see, I'll post a picture here to see how that looks and how the mattes and the metallics stay throughout the day. I'm going to tell you right now, these mattes do very well throughout the day. They do not fade, they look rich, they look saturated. And if you pack on enough color with the metallics, especially the olive tone ones, like I said, I feel the olive tone ones perform a lot better than the emerald teal ones, especially this one. This was the worst out of the bunch. I'm sorry, Blue Dream, but you're not a dream at all. This might be nice, again, as an enhancer shade to create a little more lightness and dimension on top of the other teal shades, but for the most part, these are my favorite. Let me know down below if you picked up anything from Melt Cosmetics, whether it was a Smoke Sessions palette or anything from their Black Friday sale, and we'll take it from there. And that, my friends, is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another tutorial, demo, chit chat, or review. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.